Another year, guys. Another year. More challenges, more goals, more stuff we bring in the table, and more creativity that we bring out in ourselves. A lot of us want to improve ourselves out there, and that's good. That's good. But you always have to keep in mind that you have to keep one thing in certain, which is to always challenge yourself and to always put yourself out there in a way that makes you uncomfortable. And that's how you step away from that comfort zone. That's one main thing I've learned over the years is to once you step out your comfort zone, that's a good thing because that's something that can help you, rise up, make you a little bit more successful and make you feel more powerful, like more confident in yourself. So that's what you want in the world. Because if you don't change, what's going to change in your life? What line are you setting in the world? Are you going to be either stuck in the same line, or are you going to move up or going to move down? For me personally, with every year, I always come around with challenges, meaning, I want to improve myself in this area. I want to improve myself in that area and this and that. I always bring myself with some type of challenge, and, I want to try to figure it out in a way where I can make this easier for me because, I don't want to stay in the same mentality every year where it's like, I haven't done shit or, this and that, because every single year I tell myself I want to travel. And for the past, 5 years of my life, when I graduated high school, I made plans for me to become successful and to also travel. That was one thing from last year, which I failed to do. And, I give myself a hard time for that. But this year, I've guaranteed myself a lot. I started off by, getting credit cards, doing all this, doing all that. There's shit in my life that I'm trying to get together, get my shit straight. And, it's been working out, which is a good thing. And, I got a new camera, which is this one that I'm holding, the Sony. And, that's a lot of progress. I have a new camera that I'm recording with. By recording, I mean I'm using the same R5 camera, but, this is my recording camera now, make it look more professional. And now my go-to photo camera would be this one. So what I'm trying to say here is that every single time I'm always bringing something out of the blue, and I'm just like, this is what I want. This is my goal, Like I mentioned in my video where I kept my promises and all that stuff, where I'm like, what I want in the world and what my goals are and what I want to set for myself. There's a lot that I do and that I want, and it's just me wanting to achieve it because I don't want to be the same. Like I mentioned, I want to be able to step up. I want to be able to do this and do that. That's what 2026 is for, and that's what every other year going forward, there's always new set of goals, new set of plans that I want in life, starting like this. Now, goals to me is a big priority and is a big thing for me because that's how you set your future and, stuff going on with other people as well. If you don't make plans, how are things going to go well in life for you? And if you do plans and have plans in mind, then shit is going to go right. It's just you wanting to put the effort and putting the time to do it. So, I don't know if I've ever showed you guys, but I did one video where I did put up this whiteboard, but this is my plans for this year. So, don't mind this. One of my friends did it, you know who, and then my sister did this. She wrote, "Don't give up, you got this, I believe in you." And like I mentioned many times, I will do it, I will succeed. It's just putting myself out there. That's the only thing. But my goals are for this year: don't buy more gear, use what you have, unless it's film, that's okay. Now, I'm not sure if I mentioned this to you guys, but I did mention to myself that I want to start doing film. I want to start doing this, and that's one of my goals, to shoot and film and do film photography. That's something that's a lot of work, that's a lot of time. It's tedious, but it's fun at the same time because you get amazing results with photos. I don't always want to stick to the digital world, even though it's incredible. There's powerful cameras. There's always new cameras that are always going to come out, and I'm a camera guy. If you notice me in person and all that, and you know me personally, I know a lot about cameras and I know a lot of specs. So cameras that come out, I always do research. Or any old cameras, like as far as digital stuff, I would know more of than film. Like, for example, I do want to get Leica and all that stuff, even though it's overly priced. But there's as far as digital wise, film camera, I have not thought about it. I know they have like the M6 and all the other ones, but for right now, kind of want to stick to something that's a little kind of entry level as far as film. But I have to do more research along the way so that I kind of understand more about that, because I don't know fully 100% about film, but I know it's way different from digital. And if you shoot film, you know, but if you don't shoot film, then yeah, it's a little bit more difficult. It's not just, same thing, just going on manual and doing all that stuff. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but I'm not too certain, so I got to do my research. But of course, I got to stop buying gear, because that's always a big thing for me, just buying shit, because I love that. I love, trying out new gear and all that shit, because it's fun. Now this is what I mean. I have all this shit, I have like 3500, 7200, then my Sony one, Canon one, I just have a variety of shit. I always tend to buy it, and they're fun to use, trust me. When you work hard, this is what you get. Now for my other goals, travel the world, document everything, even if you think it sucks. That's something I need to do more, which is just record whatever, either my life or whatever I say. I need to do more of that. Become famous and well known. I've been saying that. I just want to be well known and, hopefully famous, so that I can show you guys, my life and all that. That's one of my big things. Love yourself before you love someone first. Now that's something I have to do as well. Work on myself more on that. Explore more genres of photography. There's a shitload of photography genres. I can't even tell you guys. I can't even name all of them to the top of my head. I know a whole lot of them, but I don't know everything. But that's something I do want to do as well. Learn everything. Consistency is the key to success. If you don't do it consistent, you lose the success going down. If you do, like a job, if you show up, you'll always do good. If you don't, promote yourself more to gain followers. And that's something I got to learn and do more research on this. So this is something I'm working on right now. Learn to accept and making mistakes. That's something I got to learn as well, because like I said, I'm a perfectionist, but I also want to be able to accept all my mistakes and be like, okay, it happens, what could I do to do better? That's something I have to, kind of learn and accept a little more. So that's something I wrote. Post, even if it's not the best. Like I mentioned, I post shit that doesn't make sense, or if it sucks, I still post it anyway, so you guys can see the work that I've made as far as mistakes. And yeah, that's something I'm doing as well. And lastly, it's all mental. Now obviously, when you think about things like overthink, or when you stress about everything, it's all in your mind. If you think about it too much, you'll think about it more. Or like when it comes to pain, when it hurts, you think about it more. Like you overly think too much. If you think too much, it causes you a lot of problems. So that's what I mean by it's all in the mind. It's all mental. So if you think too much, you'll overly think it. So that's something I want to keep in mind. I did research on, if you can control your mind fully, and apparently you can't. So, because there's a delay in your mind where it needs some time to process, so you need to process it too, but you can't process it too fast. So, I don't know all this complicated shit, but all I know is that don't overthink too much, because it's all mental. It's all you just stressing yourself out. You worrying about this shit too much. If you stop worrying, everything will be fine. So, yeah. So this is 2026, guys, and this is the first video of 2026. And also Happy New Year's to every single one of you guys.